This is your WCFW Daily News Roundup for 105.7 CFW in Chippewa Falls and 93.5 The Tap in Eau Claire.
For 105.7 CFW News, I'm James Kelly. The Chippewa Falls City Council has approved the final permit needed to begin construction of the new Rogers Behavioral Health Facility. The Wisconsin State Legislature's Joint Finance Committee unanimously approved the release of $10 million in funding to support the new Mental Health and Substance Abuse Treatment Center in Chippewa Falls earlier this year. When completed, the Rogers Behavioral Health Center will offer a full range of behavioral health services, including inpatient, residential, partial hospitalization, and outpatient care for Chippewa Valley residents. The goal is to replace some of the mental health care services that were lost with the closure of HSHS St. Joseph's Hospital 2 years ago. With the final conditional use permit now approved, construction work on the facility is scheduled to officially break ground near Highway 178 and Highway I this week. Organization officials expect to open the new treatment center sometime in early 2027. The Eau Claire City County Health Department is still warning residents to protect themselves against the flu. Health Department officials say data from wastewater testing and hospitalization shows more cases of influenza B, which becomes more common as the weather warms up, than influenza A cases during the typical flu season. While symptoms of flu B are typically less severe, they still include the classic fatigue, coughing, and sneezing, and can prove more severe for residents with compromised immune systems. Health Department officials say only about 32% of Eau Claire residents got their flu shot this year, so they're reminding people that it's never too late to get one. Republican State Representative Karen Hurd has officially announced her intent to seek re-election in November. According to a press release this week, State Representative Hurd says she plans to continue being a voice for the practical, common sense, and hardworking citizens of the 69th Assembly District. The district covers all of Clark County, as well as portions of Chippewa, Marathon, and Taylor counties. State Representative Hurd is seeking a third term in November after serving on the Joint Finance Committee and the Speaker's Task Force on Rulemaking during her current term. For 105.7 CFW News, I'm James Kelly.
With Civic Media News, I'm Terry Miller. Millions of dollars in federal COVID relief money sent to Wisconsin schools is now under scrutiny, and the state may have to repay it. A federal audit says the Department of Public Instruction gave funds to nearly 200 ineligible private schools and lacked proper oversight. State officials push back, saying they followed federal guidance and that the claims are based on missing or misunderstood information. Federal officials are reviewing the findings and will decide what happens next. Wisconsin Rapids is taking early steps towards possibly bringing a data center to the area, while also hearing concerns from people living there. City leaders have approved a zoning update to define and regulate data centers before any proposals are formally submitted. Officials say they want to be proactive, as other communities have struggled with similar projects. A local group opposed to the idea is holding a meeting, and a public hearing is set for early May. Another attempt to redraw Wisconsin's congressional maps has failed in court, keeping the current lines intact. Judges say they're bound by the state Supreme Court, which has ruled these kinds of political questions can't be decided by lower courts. The challenge came from a group arguing the maps are unfair to Democrats. Backers of the maps call the decision a win, and the case could now move to appeal. The Madison Metropolitan School District is expected to see a significant decline in enrollment. Projections reported by the Cap Times show the district expects to lose more than 700 students over the next 5 years. Those numbers came from the district's initiative to redraw district maps, which will be voted on next February. The report comes after Madison lost about 100 students for this school year. More news can be found at civicmedia.us.
A scary moment for a Brewers pitcher. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Game 2 of the Brewers and Arizona Diamondbacks is tonight at AmFam Field. Some scary moments last night for the Brewers pitcher Chad Patrick, who said he lost his vision while on the mound in the second inning.
I couldn't see a good 15, 20 seconds. Felt like my eyeballs were at the top of my head. Like it was like blurry. I don't know. It was just a weird feeling, a feeling I definitely don't want to have again.
The 27-year-old right-hander had his blood pressure checked later. Manager Pat Murphy.
He threw up in between innings and had some stomach stuff that he's battled all year. And then when he got back out there, like the blood kind of rushed to his head or whatever, and he couldn't focus for a minute. So we gave him a little break, and then he was fine.
The Brewers went on to win 13-2 thanks to an 8-run rally in the 6th. College basketball, more March Madness. A proposal to expand the tournament from 68 to 76 teams next year. The NCAA to make a decision next month. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Chippewa Valley weather.
It is going to be mostly sunny today. We'll get to the mid to upper 50s for a high this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy. We're going to drop down into the mid to upper 30s for a low. Tomorrow, more sunshine. We may catch an isolated sprinkle in the afternoon with a high in the mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 40.
That's your WCFW and the TAP Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WCFW.FM or thetap.fm.